Yo, what's going on out there? Y'all already know who it is. It's your boy Coast Squeeze, right back at y'all with another one. How y'all doing? Happy Friday. God bless each and every one of you out there that's in the chat. Prayers go out to everybody that's out there going through something and the loss of loved ones and family. My prayers go out to them. You know, people that lost their minds, man. Can't enjoy life if you pay them to do it. On that note, hope y'all had a productive week. And let me get the sponsors out of the way. Y'all know what we do on the way in. Smash that like button. And if you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe. All right. 5-time world champ, 4 different weight classes, first ballot Hall of Famer. Baltimore's own GTD Promotions, redesigning minds one mind at a time. You know a mind is a terrible thing to waste. Shout out to www.kenichibed.com. Use code TRP, you'll get 15% off. Also go over to www.narslipgallery.org. Go over to Damari page, check out his artwork and his clothing line. Shout out to MidKillerB.com. Go over to her page. She making her weighted return to the ring. Can't wait to see that. Shout out to Bad Girls Promotion featuring Miss Nikki, aka Miss Olivia Pope, Coach Brandy. Shout out the EOE Education Over Everything, my brother movement. Shout out the Hardcore Boxing News, Stretched Out Boxing, Four Corners Boxing featuring Maurice and Jenny Jones, Ant McQueen Boxing. Shout out the Under Armour, thanks for all that you do. Shout out to 1901 Pennsylvania Avenue. Get your Sherry's Essentials 12 rolls for $7. Shout out the AO Clothing Line, Pro Soul Boxing Gear and Clothing Line. Shout out to Richie Threads. Shout out to the Rize Podcast. Go over there to use the code RIZE 10. You'll get 10% off. And last but not least, the official gear box and all the fighters. And shout out the Tawu Akbukabutu and 625 Jamal. Shout out to those guys because all of y'all show us love, man. Appreciate it. Y'all can say it with me in the chat on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Box Raw. How y'all doing, man? Hey, man. Rolly versus T.O. Can Rolly get the knockout? Or can T.O. redeem himself with a win? Let me hear y'all thoughts, man. Come on in and let me know what's on y'all mind. But no, the fight tomorrow, Jamal. The fight tomorrow. But this matchup to me is it's an intriguing matchup. A lot of people might don't like it, but I like the fights, man, that intrigue me. And this fight is an intriguing fight for me, on the basis of Rolly doesn't get the credit from a lot of people of being a legitimate top contender and a champion, even though he had 2 belts, 2 belts, 2-time world champion, and Then you got T.O., a two-time world champion. I guess T.O. started on a good trajectory of being one of the big players in boxing, but I think over the last 3 years, he hurt himself with the outside the ring antics, running his mouth and not locking in to what he need to be locking into. I think that hurt him. Forever Teresa, much love, appreciate it. Amanda Serrano fights tonight. Oh, I gotta check that out. Yeah. Um. So we got these two guys. A lot of people. Timothy Bradley was saying on his channel, and he got a right to feel how he want to feel. If T.O. doesn't win this fight in a dominant fashion, or if he lose, he can forget the Hall of Fame, Boxing Hall of Fame. It'd be embarrassing to lose to Rolly, because Rolly is a north and south straight up fighter, and naming the fights that he lost. I don't know, man. My words to Timothy Bradley, and I was a big fan of Timothy Bradley when he fought. He was decent. He was decent. He was a warrior. A lot of people didn't like his style. You know, a lot of people saying he shouldn't have been in the Boxing Hall of Fame. So, you know, I don't know, man. I think a lot of the old fighters forget their ups and downs that they had when they were boxing, and the criticism that came their way. I think they forget that. But then on the other hand, I feel as though they think they got a right to say what they want to say because they were in the ring. I mean, they got a right to say what they want to say because they was in the ring. You know, they went through the promotions and management and certain fights. I get all of that. But I like Rolly. Rolly, one of them stories that Darrell 4880, Rolly just started boxing at 17 and became a champ. That's huge. Tank was the first to stop him. T.O. and Rolly just sparred too much. I'm going for Rolly, but this might be a tie. I agree. I respect that. Appreciate you too, Darrell, for coming over, man. Appreciate you. Um, that was a good point. Rolly started boxing at 17 years old, and what he's done and the body of work he's done and the position he put himself in. That was a good point, Darrell. The start at 17 years old and to put himself and the conversation, just even making himself a notable player in the sport, that's a huge accomplishment for somebody of Rolly's stature and when he started and everything. That was a good point. I don't know about this one. I don't know if this is why I like this fight. I don't know if Rolly gonna be able to cut the ring off and make Tio stagnate his movement enough so he can land the big punches on him. They have sparred several times. They know each other very well. These always intriguing matchups. You saw that when Abdullah Mason just fought the last guy. He fought, I don't know why I keep forgetting that guy's name, but they knew each other. He watched him grow. And that was a tough fight for Abdullah Mason. Israel for life. Yeah, that was a tough fight for Abdullah. So anytime you spar with somebody, you know their tendencies, you know what they like to do. And it's a matter of when the lights hit and the fans all in the crowd screaming and yelling and you can barely hear yourself talk. That could be a fight all by itself. That could be a fight all by itself. Far as is his timing gonna be on? Can I land this punch that I landed on him in Spawn? Am I overly confident that I could hurt him like I did in Spawn? Is it going to play out the same way it did when I sparred him several times? What people got to understand that never do a punch, amateur-wise or professionally, things don't play out like the sparring match you had on Monday, then Tuesday. Timothy Bradley said it best when he sparred Terrence Crawford. You know, he said when Terrence Crawford came back the next day, he did the total different opposite that he did the day before. And he was doing this by himself with nobody in his corner. So I don't know whether these guys contradict themselves on purpose or they put their feelings too much involved on what they like. I get it. I mean, I could be guilty of that sometimes too, but I keep it a buck and tell people, you know, hey man, I know this dude, you know, he trashed to y'all, but I like his style. And I stand on that. I don't let nobody tell me who I should like, why I should like them, and this, that, and other. I like who the hell I like and what I like about them, you know. So I like Rolly, and I just Tio. I don't like nothing about Tio. Nothing about him. Never was impressed about Tio. Never. I wish Tank would have been for Tio and got him out of there. Because Tank would have slapped that boy. Tank would have slapped him. And they talking about he was scared of him. Scared of what? Scared of what? This guy got, Tank got 170 amateur fights. Just give or take. scared of what? Some of the things people say don't make sense. So Mike Rhyme 6084, what it do, champ? This is gonna be a good fight. I'm leaning more to Rolly, because Rolly gonna be aggressive. That's what Rolly do. And if T.O. can't get past that first wave, that first storm, it's gonna be night for him. If T.O. could redeem some of the magic that he had 3 years ago, I think he could beat Rolly on points. That's his best bet. Because he not gonna knock Rolly out, and he not gonna get Rolly out of there. Food Truck 319. I like Rolly, coach. Me too. I'm going with Rolly. But what I want to know from you guys, Darrell 4880, I would lean T.O., but our Rolly is way more mature than Rolly he used to be so far, and he don't look drained. I agree with that. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I don't like Count Dracula. T.O., I don't like Count Dracula. I don't like him. Stretched out boxer say I got Rolly. Food Truck say if T.O. loses this fight, what you think his career? It's I would hate to say to anybody that's breathing God's air, I get it, what you're asking me, but if T.O. loses this tomorrow, it'll definitely hurt him market-wise. He won't be able to get the money that he was getting. He would have to fight himself back to the top, which he would dig himself in a hard pocket to dig out of. Rolly gonna be Rolly, whether he win or lose. I think so. On that note, I think it's more detrimental to T.O. to lose than it is Rolly. Like my Darrell said early, Rolly started at 17 years old. I think Rolly exceeded his expectations in his boxing career. But if he wins tomorrow, that definitely will be a good name on his resume. Darrell said black people can't like T.O. after all that rage baiting he did. Heck no. T.O. went too far. He apologized, but he went too racist. Rolly needs to use that patience he had fighting Ryan. Yeah, I agree. Um, I don't like him because I think that he really never really showed me nothing he did to be saying he an elite fighter. Let me bring him on in, man. Y'all already know who he is. He gonna give his views and takes. It is what it is. Y'all call him Mr. Will. I call him AKA Papa Smurf in the building. A father, a grandfather, a uncle, a dad, passionate about the sport of boxing, has a zest for life, and cares about others. Cause I don't mess with people who don't have that recipe. Y'all already know my partner in crime, Mr. Will, aka Papa Smurf, in the building.
Good evening, everybody. What's happening, brother Squeeze?
I'm staying prayed up, Mr. Will,
My
man.
man.
I'm up whatever God had for me,
That's right.
I gotta roll with the punches, man.
No question. No question.
That's why I try to enjoy every moment I can, but the devil always bringing something your way when he know you seeking peace.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right, Mr. Will, let's jump right on in. Rolly versus T.O. Can Rolly get the knockout, or can T.O. redeem himself with a win?
You know what? Honestly, the way I'm looking at it, I'm looking for Rolly with the knockout for real. That's how I'm looking at this one. Man, T.O. just doesn't show me anything, man. He's too inconsistent, but yet I'm not understanding why they even keep trying to throw him in the thick of things, because he seems like he gets a lot of opportunities and he can never really cash in on them. He shouldn't even be up around a championship picture right now. He really shouldn't. But that's the game. I said a long time ago, a loss is a win. Nowadays, years ago when you lost, like say when you had a title shot, you lost, you had to get the back of the line, work your way up back through the ranks and everything to get another title shot. Now, if you lose, all champions want to give you a shot because they know what you're about. They know that you're beatable. So, it's the game is just so watered down, man, that it's ridiculous from what it used to be. But yeah, I like Rolly for the knockout in that. And it's not, and and I know Rolly's not the most skilled guy in the world, but Rolly's strong, right? And he's tenacious. He's going to keep coming, and I don't see T.O. having anything to keep him off of him, first of all. So yeah, I think Rolly's going to steamroll him.
Yeah. I already know what Rolly gonna do, just like you said. Darrell said, I love Ryan, but Rolly beat Ryan and Ryan got a title shot. That's ducked up. I don't know what they go off of to pull that stuff off. What they gauging that off of?
They're not gauging it off anything. Like I said, it's like right now about popularity and name recognition. It's just trying to put two names together. They're not looking at really quality of anything. They're just looking at, okay, well, people know at least who Teofimo is, and a lot of people know who Rolly is. Let's put them together. You know what I'm saying? It's like throwing some guys in a bag, shaking it up. Whoever falls out first, that's your next matchup.
Got you. Darrell say, I like what Ryan does for the sports. He bring in casuals, but he should have rematched Rolly first.
I get all that, but see, that fight still can be made. So I don't have a problem with it being the way it is right now. But like Rolly, I mean, what's his name? Ryan. He's got a test ahead of him anyway with Ben. Even though, believe it or not, I like Ryan for that because, like I tell you all the time, I'm not big on British fighters. They just lack something skill wise. They are strong. They tenacious. They're gonna keep coming. They all that, but it's just when it comes down to the skills that pay the bills, it's always something lacking with those guys. To me, anyway. That's just my opinion. But I've been feeling like that about them for many years. There hasn't been many British fighters I really, had a lot of respect for. I'm not saying respect, that's a strong word, but I just didn't see the skill level with those guys. There's always something missing. And if you remember this, I hope you do. Kell Brook, when he fought, didn't he fight Crawford?
I think so.
Okay, after the Crawford fight, Kell Brook said something I'll never forget because he came out and said it out of his own mouth. He said, us British fighters don't have the skills to compete with American fighters. And I said, man, that took a lot of moxie for that man to say that. But I dug it because I've been saying it for years. And to hear a British guy come out of his own mouth and say that, I have nothing but respect for that man.
Yeah, so back to who let me ask you this, who you think this loss is more detrimental to, Rolly Romero or Teofimo Lopez, Mr. Will?
Look, that's not rocket science, man. Of course it's count, as you call them, the count. I think this could be the last nail in the coffin for the count, as far as I'm concerned.
Got you. The funny thing about that, I feel exactly the same way. What you just said, 1,000%. To be honest, he never really wowed me anyway.
Me either, man. Like I remember when he beat Lomachenko, and I didn't see what the judges saw. Not saying maybe he did win, I don't know, but it's just he just doesn't wow me. I've never watched one of his fights and said, wow, that guy really can fight. He's got skill. I've never felt like that about him.
No.
Not once.
It would get me, these guys get in front of the media and their verbiage out of their mouth is tougher than their fight in the ring.
Exactly. It is in a lot of cases. It really is. Yes, it is. In a lot of cases, it's like that.
Their fighting don't match their words.
No.
They show more energy in the post fight.
Hype, yeah.
In the interviews and the antics leading up to the fight. You saying to yourself, oh, we gonna get a good one, and come fight night, all of that talk, banter back and forth, I don't see none of that in the ring.
That's why I call it pre-fight hype. But the thing is, it's like we say in the street. It's selling tickets. Literally, in their case, they talk that tough talk, get in the ring and stink up the arena, but they got people are buying to it. They sell those tickets. That's how they make their money. Things of that nature. That's all it is, just selling tickets. Some of these guys, I know in my heart, know that they can't beat their opponent. But I mean, would you pay for a fight if a guy said, "Well, no, I don't think I can beat him, but I'm going there. I'm going there and make this money." You're not gonna sit there and watch that. So they gotta sell it. They gotta sell it.
Yeah, propaganda sells.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, so my next question for you, by Rolly, Darrell made a good point earlier in the chat.
Uh-huh.
Rolly starting at the age of 17 years old, and to be a player mentioned amongst the marketable names. I think he didn't achieve, he overachieved, if you ask me. How you feel about that, starting at 17?
Yeah, he's an overachiever for sure. But he's taking baby steps, and he is getting a little better because at one time he was very crude. He didn't, to me, have really any skills. He was just strong. But his skill level has gotten a little better since that knockout loss to Tank. Every fight to me, except for when he had a hiccup. But other than that, he's been, progressively getting better, slowly but surely.
Thomas Hill, salute. Melody Queen, salute. Darrell for 4880 for Floyd to sign a fighter that started so late. It says something. He was just too immature. Miss Melody Queen say, sorry I'm late, long day. You good?
Yeah, that. Don't Miss Melody. Yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it, honestly. I think it's going to be a good fight for as long as it lasts until Rolly puts him to sleep, because I think T.O.'s going to get stopped. I really do.
I think T.O. going to be stopped too. I don't think he got enough to
keep him off of him.
Not think, to be honest, I know he don't got enough. Let me clean my words up. I eat him Sunday. He don't have enough to keep a Rolly off of him.
Right.
We saw that when he ragdoll Ryan, and Ryan way bigger. Ryan is true 147 pounder.
Yeah. That's true. But see, okay, you brought up a point about Rolly getting started late, but he does have a martial arts background. It's not like he just walked in on the street and jumped in there. I mean, he was doing combat sports anyway, so he just came over to boxing.
Yeah, but that we seen those two sports intertwined with each other, and boxing reps is different than mixed martial arts reps.
Well, I mean, honestly, I've seen some really, really talented guys start late. There's been some through the years that I thought were gifted fighters that started late. So, I mean, you don't have to start at 4 or 5 to really become a good boxer. Like I mentioned to you before, this one guy, he didn't have a punch. That he never developed. But otherwise, skill-wise, he was one of the best boxers to me through the years. This boy could box, man. But the game kind of killed the spirit because they kept robbing him. And that was that boy, Mauricio Herrera. I don't know if you ever looked at him or when I mentioned him, if you looked at any of his footage or anything. That boy was slick, man. He could box. Like I told you before, he was the Mexican James Toney. Now I think James Toney's a slick boxer, but he started late for that matter. You know what I'm saying? When I say slick, see some of these guys like are overboard with trying to be slick. When I think of a slick boxer, James Toney and the guy Herrera, that they come to mind for me, because what I mean by that, these guys didn't do a lot of excessive movement around the ring. They could be right in front of you, but make you miss by inches and make you pay. But like I said, with Herrera, the one thing he didn't pick up, and he learned from watching boxing tapes in his family garage, just watching, and he picked up all the little subtleties. He like I said, he was hard to hit. He was very, very elusive, but smooth. You know, and I love that. That's slick boxing to me. Now, this one guy, Ben Whitaker, he tries to be a Emmanuel Augustus imitator, and he looks like a clown out there to me. That's overdoing it. Augustus, that was just his style.
You know what, Mr. Will? I kind of like it though.
You like clown shows, man. You told me
it's entertaining.
It's not.
I'm gonna be honest. When I sit and watch them, I was like, "Yo, you see this dude?
Man, he's a clown.
Tall, he long, he rangy, he got pop, he got athleticism, he got hell of an amateur pedigree, Olympic champion." I'm saying, this dude is slick as I don't know what, man.
I tell you what, it don't take much to please you. I see that. Because, man, nah, that guy's nothing. I tell you what, they offered him Benavidez. He said, no, I ain't ready for that yet. And he's right.
I like his style.
I don't like that. I don't like that type of. That's why those kind of guys through the years would get bad decisions. Sometimes they might win a fight, but judges don't like that. It's like
you saying I don't like much, but didn't Sweet Pea box like that?
But Sweet Pea was a fighter. It was a difference. Sweet Pea did a lot of clowning, but Sweet Pea brought skill to that too. These guys,
you don't think the dude got no skill?
No, I don't think he's nothing.
I wouldn't say that.
I'm gonna say that. I'm saying that. Now, I'm not.
Well, I wouldn't say that, yo.
You know, we have our differences of opinion.
The dude got a jab. He got a reach. He got excellent footwork.
Guess what though? He's been fighting over there in England, fighting trash.
He's on the up. He's on the rise. He's on the up and coming.
When he comes to America and starts fighting these guys over here, they're gonna send him back over England in a shoebox.
Yeah, he ain't ready for the Mexican monster. Darrell say
these American fighters, really though, the light heavyweight division isn't really stacked right now. So, you know, it's hard to say, man, because there's nothing really dynamic in the division. You got maybe 3-4 guys with names that are getting old, like Bivol, Better BF, people like that are getting old anyway, on their way out. So, like what's his name? Benavidez. He's leaning more towards cruiserweight, maybe junior heavyweight. He's a big guy. So I don't even think he's going back down to light heavy. Because the last fight he fought was cruiserweight. So it's just hard to say with him what he's going to really wind up doing.
Darrell say judo give you the power from the ground. That's why Rolly so explosive. but his skills was just immature at the time.
Not immature, I'm gonna say primitive. He just didn't really have boxing skills. He really didn't. No, and it was probably from his base because his feet were like crazy. They were all over the place.
Yeah.
It was starting from his base, but he seemed to clean that up a little bit. So that's why I'm starting to give him a chance now. That's why I'm leaning towards him in this because, like, we know he has power. So I'm thinking this, that at some point in the fight, he's going to connect, and we're going to find out what T.O.'s chin is really all about.
Because he's going to get touched.
That's what I'm saying.
He's going to get touched.
Yeah.
But one thing I could give both of them credit for, that they being active right now.
Yeah. And I got to give credit to this with T.O. He doesn't turn down anything. I've noticed that. You know, well, whatever you offer him, he's taking it. So we gotta give him credit for that. He's not ducking anybody. But I think he's going to be, just outmanned in this one. I think Rolly's a little too strong for him. But like you said, I might have to keep my words soft and sweet because I might have to eat them Sunday. I don't know. But for right now, I just don't see it. I don't see him having a problem. I mean, Rolly having a problem with him.
Yeah, those two interesting styles that's gonna be in the ring tomorrow night.
Realistically, what is
right
T.O. style? What is
right
T.O.?
back at you with another one. Darrell 4880. Thanks for the 5-piece McNugget. God loves you all deeply. John 3:16-18. Be safe. Fight night.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate that, brother. Darrell say respect to T.O. for not leaving his dad though. Looks like an alcohol problem. Yeah, I was reading them chats.
Yeah. And I was asking a question. What is T.O.'s style, though, really? If you sum it up. What is the style?
T.O.'s style is he a boxer mover. He used every four corner of the ring. He tried to use his athleticism. That's his strong points. That's all I could give him. And I haven't been seeing that prevalent in his last 3 fights.
No.
He's not doing the athletic things that he's capable of doing. I'm more so thinking that mentally he's fighting with stuff mentally. And
well, if that's the case, if he's struggling mentally to that degree, he needs to get out of the game and go get that mental health he needs and deal with that, because that's not the place to deal with that. It's really not. Not when you got somebody trying to knock your head off constantly for almost an hour. I don't see that being a recipe for success. I really don't.
What Rolly just said after the Ron Garcia when he went in depression.
Yeah, well, he may have, but what I'm saying from Rolly seems to be a kind of gentler Rolly now. He seemed like, to me, he's calmed down a lot. He's talking more spiritual and things of that nature. He's not bashing anybody. He's not
Yeah,
talking.
though, Mr. Will, everybody deal with stuff different. Your
Mm-hmm.
your your thought process of dealing with falling down the steps, it may be different from another person process of falling down the steps
Yeah,
and back up.
yeah.
Some people, or you shouldn't be upset or bitter about that. I wouldn't pay that no mind. Everybody, everybody takes stuff in the way they take it in.
Mm-hmm.
Might don't occur to how you take things in.
Right.
Some people, just like relationships, from your kids to your co-workers, from the guy up the street on the block,
Mm-hmm.
everybody takes stuff in different. I might tell you, oh man, don't worry about them. You ain't gotta say nothing to them. You know, but you do it anyway.
Yeah.
And when I come around, I see, man, you still speaking to them. They barely open their mouth.
Yeah.
No, well, the God in me say some people you gotta, you forgive them. You don't hold on to stuff
Mm-hmm.
because it might taint my thought process. Holding on to that ancest's garbage. You
Yeah.
know, I throw it out there whether they answer to it or not. That's on them.
Mm-hmm.
You
Oh,
know, Darrell say everybody fighting something.
yeah. Yeah.
So when I hear these young men come on that platform and them being fighters supposed to be hardcore and tough and they express that could save somebody's life.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good point. I like.
Somebody might look at it and say, oh man, these chumps soft, they always get by.
No. 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 No.
But
Feel like that.
they might could be saving somebody's life
That's
that
true.
look up to them.
That's true. That makes
You
sense.
know, these guys punching people in the face. Why was he depressed?
Yeah.
He just won. How could he be depressed?
Yeah.
So it's full circle. You got some people who say, man, I ain't worried about that. He being soft, he making excuses. But then on the other hand, you might have a person say, I appreciate him saying that because I just went through something with my kids, or I just went through something on my job.
Yeah.
Or the lady yesterday, I ain't gonna say her name. I was talking to a young lady
Mm-hmm.
going through living in a shelter with her kids,
Mm-hmm.
breaking down, crying, talking to me,
Mm-hmm.
and I had to not beat her down, but
Mm-hmm.
I had to give her some words of encouragement.
Yeah. Of course.
You know,
Of course.
I ain't want to say, "Oh, miss, you soft, suck it up."
Right.
I had to say something that because she was down.
Right.
She feel like when you feel like you failing your kids, you're responsible of putting them in a situation and you're trying to get them out of it. They looking for you to get them out of it, and
Yeah.
you're a single parent. That's
Yeah.
some hard shit to swallow, man.
Yes. It is.
And I told her my words for her too was, I say, Tyler Perry say he lived in this car for a couple of years. You know, the stories that I hear, like Darrell say, everybody fighting something. Um, I commend Rowley for coming out saying that.
Excuse me.
Because it was sincere. I felt the sincerity in it because he just won.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and he went in a deep depression.
Mm-hmm.
And he kept saying he had to get right with God, you know. And at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. The creator who created us.
That's so true.
Food Truck 319 say Steve Harvey say he lived in his car for a couple of years too. You know, triumph to victory. You know, everybody, like I'm gonna go back to Darrell's said, everybody fighting something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, remember when you going to work, it's a persona. You have to put a persona on to get hired, to keep the job.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like action, but
Yeah.
I punch in
Yeah.
and I clock in. I can't be Tyrone that I am right now in my room home. I can't be that person at work. So
Yeah.
I got to put this persona on. I got to eat. I got to pay bills.
Yeah. That's a
I ain't
fact.
going out there selling drugs. I ain't going out there robbing and stealing for it. I ain't going out there hurting nobody, taking
You're
from
right.
nobody. I'm not going to do that.
You're right.
So it be days I sit in here that I'm depressed over things. But I keep praying
That's right.
because ain't none of us got the answers to everything.
No question.
You know, humbleness and meekness is a strength.
It is.
Stronger than you will ever know.
Yeah.
Because you see a lot of people not achieving that, going to jail, killing others, robbing, stealing. They breaking down. They don't have that humbleness and meekness in them. If they do got it, they don't adhere to it.
Yeah. That's true.
Edward McPhee, Tank beats all them bums in his division when he returns. Believe that, 100. See, with Tank, Edward McPhee, welcome to the chat too. With Tank is really not in the ring thing. It's outside of the ring with Tank. 50-50 because Tank see how cruddy the sport can be. The negotiations, people digging their hand in on this, digging their hand in on that. It pushed them away from the sport. And it drains some of those guys. And then when he dealing with his outside issues, he said, hey man, I don't have time for boxing right now. I got to fix what I need to fix outside the ring.
Yeah.
So when I step in the ring, I could be the person I need to be inside there, all the way 100% in. You know, so
Yeah.
everybody fighting with something.
Yeah.
Darrell say Tank #1 pound for pound, in my opinion. But out of the ring, stuff too crazy. Yeah, well, hey, they say you can take a person out of the hood, but you can't take the hood out of a person. And that's just, it is what it is. It's hard for people to change where they started or what they used to, and you give them all this money and you give them the choice of being able to do what they want, go wherever they want, spend how much they want. It messes a lot of people up.
You give somebody a whole lot of money, that's when you find out who they really are.
So Taru Apakabutu say he got Lopez 12-round decision.
That's interesting.
Darrell say the way Tank took his time to break Ryan and Rolly down is an art. And let the truth be told, Tank say he was nervous, really nervous before those two fights.
Yeah.
Because he was saying Ryan catching people with that quick left hook.
Yeah.
Even though that's all he really got, the quick jab. Tank say he wanted to make sure he didn't get caught with it.
Yeah.
And he say Rolly was strong. Bricks in his hand. So, but he say once he know he get touched, that's when the fight start. Everett McPhee, Tank is chosen so he can do it all, no matter what, and I can't wait until he crushed Devin Haney in a real fight, just like he spanked that ass in that Spawn footage. Yeah, I would have liked to see those fights though. Ryan hooked the fastest in modern boxing, and Tank went under it. Yeah, Tank knew to stay under that hook. Yeah, man, but like I say, man, that's gonna be an interesting fight tomorrow night. Somebody say Amanda Serrano fights tonight.
Tonight?
That's what somebody said.
I don't know. I'll look for it. I don't know.
I'm definitely gonna look for it. I'm definitely gonna look for it. I like Amanda Serrano.
Yeah. I think she's coming up on the end of her career too.
Yeah, well, I mean, can't fight forever.
Exactly.
But I know one thing, she a warrior in that ring.
Oh yeah.
She a warrior in that ring, and she a beauty queen outside of it. Stretched Out Boxer say it's on TikTok Live.
On TikTok, cool.
Yeah, but I'm glad them guys fighting though. Staying active, and that's the only way you could get better and hone your skills if you actually in the ring in real time fighting for a prize. That's the only way we're gonna be able, as podcasters, / journalist / boxing analyst, because this is the journalism business. I'm going with Rolly by knockout, T.O. by decision. That's how I'm saying it play out. I don't got Rolly being able to outbox T.O.
No. Well, if that's the case, you just said something very interesting, because in most cases, in 99% of the cases, I always lean towards a boxer. I don't care who he's fighting. If he's fighting a guy that's got a tremendous punch or whatever, I don't care. I still ride with the boxer. But T.O., in this case, I don't know, because I don't know. That's why I'm going with the punch on this one.
Got you. So on that note, Mr. Will, thanks for jumping in.
Oh man, no problem.
Chatting it up with me.
We're
so
talking. See where our computations brought us, to see what We'll see what happens tomorrow night, but I'm still saying T.O. by KO for right now.
I'm going with Rolly by KO.
I mean, that's what I meant. I said T.O. I meant Rolly.
Yeah, Rolly by KO.
That's what I said.
T.O. by decision.
Yeah, I'm not even going to second guess it. I'm not even going to say T.O. by decision. I think he's going to get knocked out.
On that note, closing arguments.
Keep your head greasy, the comb easy.
All right, y'all. Thanks for chiming in. Make sure y'all smash that like button. If you haven't subscribed, make sure y'all subscribe to the Rize podcast. Thanks for the couple of new people in the chat. Appreciate y'all for coming over, chatting it up with us. And on that note, is all assets international. Coach Calvin, Coach Kenny, aka the Bible, aka Limpal Swami, Miss Lori, the first lady of the Rize podcast, and your boys, Coach Squeeze, aka the Smoothie King, right back at y'all with another one. Good night. God bless y'all. We'll see y'all Sunday and see if our predictions came out like we said.
Yeah.
Peace.
Peace.